The day I proposed to Maya, it felt like the stars had finally aligned for me. She cried when I got down on one knee in front of her parents, her little sister squealing in the background. I thought we had a connection that could weather anything. We had been through long distance, job layoffs, even the sudden death of her mother. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for what I found out just a few days before our wedding. It started with a weird gut feeling that I couldn't shake. She began acting strange, overly sweet one minute, distant the next. I thought maybe it was just wedding stress. I wish that had been the case. Welcome to Reddit Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch Reddit drama. 3 days before we were supposed to say our vows, I got a message on Instagram. No profile picture, just the name Truth Teller. Normally I'd ignore it, but something made me click. It said, "You should ask your fiancée about last Friday night. Her ex was at the Crown Hotel, room 4113. My heart stopped. I stared at the message like it was cursed. My mind went into overdrive. Maya had told me she was spending that night at her cousin's bridal shower. I remember because I sent her flowers and she barely replied. I tried calling her but couldn't say the words. Instead, I told her I was going to hang out with the guys and needed space to de-stress. She didn't question it. That night, I drove to the Crown Hotel, palms sweating, heart punching my ribs. I bribed the front desk with a $100 bill, don't judge me, and asked if someone checked in under Maya's name or her ex's, Daryl. Room 413 lit up under his name. A lump formed in my throat so thick I nearly choked. I stared at the door for what felt like hours. I didn't knock. I didn't even go in. I just stood there, torn between denial and collapse. I took the stairs back down, each step heavier than the last. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew one thing. I couldn't walk into that wedding without knowing the full truth. I didn't sleep that night. My phone buzzed a few times. Texts from Maya asking how my guys' night was going. I didn't answer. I stared at her words, the emojis, the fake normalcy, and felt sick. Around 3 a.m., I did something I hadn't done in years. I called Daryl. I still had his number from when Maya once insisted I apologize to him for being rude during an awkward run-in at a barbecue. The line rang once, twice, then a groggy voice, "Yo?" I didn't speak at first, just breathed. "Is this Daryl?" I finally asked. He cleared his throat. "Who's this?" "It's Leo, Maya's fiancé." There was a beat of silence, then a muttered, "Damn." I asked him straight up, "Did you meet her last Friday?" His voice went dead quiet. Man, I didn't mean for it to happen like this. That's when the blood drained from my face. I didn't need to hear the rest, but I let him talk anyway. She reached out to me, said she was stressed, confused, wanted closure before she tied the knot. We met at the bar, one drink turned into two. You know the rest. My hand shook so bad I almost dropped the phone. I asked one last question. Was it just that one night? He paused too long. She's been messaging me for months. It was emotional before it got physical. I hung up without another word. I sat on the bathroom floor for hours by the wedding invitation we designed together, lying crumpled in my lap. It had her favorite gold trim and the phrase, "Forever starts here," embossed across the top. Now it felt like a cruel joke. The next morning I confronted her. I didn't even try to catch her off guard. I looked her in the eye and asked, "Did you sleep with Daryl last Friday?" Her face turned pale like she saw a ghost. "What?" she stammered, but her body said it all. She didn't deny it. She just sat down, put her head in her hands and whispered, "It was a mistake. A mistake." That's what she called it. Days before she was supposed to become my wife. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just stared at her like she was a stranger who broke into my life and started pretending to be someone I loved. "A mistake?" I repeated, my voice calm, too calm. "Do you know what I've been doing for the past year? Planning a future. Paying deposits. Writing vows. While you were..." My voice cracked. I had to turn away. I could feel the heat rising to my face. She tried to reach for me, tears streaming down her cheeks like that would fix something. I pulled back. "Don't touch me, Maya. Don't you dare." She started sobbing, the kind of crying that comes from deep regret, or maybe just from getting caught. "I didn't plan it, Leo. I swear. I thought I needed to see him one last time to close that chapter." I cut her off, laughing bitterly. "You don't close chapters in bed, Maya." She flinched like the words slapped her. "I wanted to marry you," she whispered. I nodded slowly. "Then you should have acted like it." I left. Walked out of the house we just signed the lease for. Wedding in 3 days. Guests flying in, suits tailored, vows memorized, all ruined in a night. My phone wouldn't stop ringing, her name flashing over and over. I turned it off. I needed time. So I did the only thing I could think of. I drove 6 hours to my brother's cabin. No one knew I was there. I sat by the lake. No phone, no distractions, just me and the echo of every I love you she ever said. All of it felt poisoned now. 2 days passed. On the morning of what would have been our wedding, I woke up to my brother banging on the door. "Leo, turn your phone on," he said. I did. 30 missed calls, my best man, my mom, even Maya's sister. Then the kicker, an anonymous number had sent me a video, a screen recording of a voice note. It was Maya, crying, confessing to someone that Daryl wasn't the only one, that she had messed up too many times and didn't know how to stop. My stomach turned. How many lies had I swallowed thinking they were love? This wasn't just a mistake, it was a pattern, and I had no idea what to do next. The cabin air felt different after that recording. Thick, suffocating. I replayed it over and over, each time catching a new detail. How her voice trembled when she said, "He thinks I'm perfect. He doesn't see how broken I really am." Or how she admitted, in her own words, that she had cheated with not one, but 3 people over the past 2 years. Her ex, a coworker during a company retreat, even some guy from her gym who didn't mean anything. My hands were shaking so badly I dropped the phone. I couldn't cry. I'd gone numb. My brother just sat beside me, silent. After a long while, he said, "You gonna call off the wedding?" I laughed. A short, dry, broken sound. "There's no wedding to call off. It's already dead." But I didn't want to disappear. I wanted the truth out. Not for revenge, for clarity. So I drove back, same tux in the back seat, the one I planned to wear. I went to the venue early, before anyone else arrived, and I told the event coordinator we'd need to repurpose the microphone. At 4 p.m. sharp, guests filled the chairs. I stood at the altar, alone. Maya arrived 30 minutes late, still dressed like a bride, veil and all. She looked confused until she saw me standing there, not with love, but with truth. "We're not getting married," I said into the mic. The crowd murmured. Maya's face fell. I pulled out my phone, played the voice note over the speaker. Gasps. Some people stood. Her father put his head in his hands. Her sister stormed out crying. Maya froze. She didn't run. She didn't scream. She just stood there, eyes wide, shaking like she'd seen death itself. And maybe she had, the death of the fantasy she built on lies. "I wanted to believe in us," I said to her, to everyone, "but I can't marry someone who turned my love into a game." I walked off that stage, past the guests, past the ruined cake and flower arrangements. The world outside felt lighter, like I'd been pulled from a shipwreck. That night, I went home, packed my things, started over, no closure texts, no final talks, just freedom. And maybe one day I'll love again, but this time my heart will be guarded like a kingdom. The end. Please like and subscribe for more interesting stories like this. What do you think of this story? Please comment below.